This is in connection to the arrest of TMC MLA Manik Bhattacharya. Now, ED sources have told CNN News 18 that Manik Bhattacharya was running an extortion racket for almost 11 years. Now, extortion was happening from training colleges of the BED training. Apparently, 2.64 crore rupees was paid by 530 colleges as extortion money. Money was also paid to a company named Acquire Consultancy. It's a company which is owned by Manik Bhattacharya's son. Now, during questioning, Manik was not able to explain why these training colleges were paying him huge amounts. It was also made compulsory to take training for candidates from these colleges. And without training, candidates were not eligible for the BED degree. So this is essentially all of the details that we have when it comes to Manik Bhattacharya's arrest. This is what ED sources have told CNN News 18 when it comes to his arrest. And essentially, this is about an extortion racket that took place for a period of almost 11 years. Now, what we know in terms of financial information is that apparently 2.64 crore rupees was paid by 530 colleges as extortion money. Now, what we know is that it was made compulsory to take training for candidates from these colleges, and if these candidates without training, they were not eligible actually to get the degree. Now, I'm crossing over to Ashish Maharishi to get us more details. He tracks the actions by the ED. Now, Ashish, what I wanted to ask you about is what the ED sources are telling CNN News 18 about how Manik Bhattacharya was running an extortion racket for almost 11 years. Tell us more.
So, Manik Bhattacharya has been occupying this position of the president of the West Bengal Primary Education Board for quite some time. But at the same time, he was extorting money. The company that was basically getting money is named Acquire Consultancy. Now, this company called Acquire Consultancy was basically in the name, it was a firm in the name of his son. Now, what we have been told by our sources in the Enforcement Directorate is that there are around 530 training colleges which paid around 50,000 each, which the amount comes to around 2 crore 64 lakh rupees. On being asked by the ED officials on what sort of training or what sort of consultancy were they giving, so they had no answer to it. Now, these training institutes, basically training colleges for B.Ed, it was compulsory for the candidates to go through these colleges, and if you don't go through these colleges, you were not eligible for a degree. So it became basically a situation where, the colleges, these around 530 colleges, they had to pay this money, and ultimately the consultancy of around 50,000 rupees each from these 530 colleges landed into a company called Acquire Consultancy, which is owned by Manik Bhattacharya's son. And he had no answer to the why did he receive this kind of money, which is basically proceeds of crime. If you remember, he was also named as an accused in the charge sheet as well, that where his role was absolutely visible. There is another evidence that has come to light is about list of candidates that was found in his possession, which is being looked at by the Enforcement Directorate when the searches happened at Manik Bhattacharya. So there are lots and lots of evidence, but at the same time, yesterday when he was questioned at length, midnight they decided to arrest him because he was absolutely non-cooperative during questioning. So that is why finally his arrest has happened, and he'll be produced before the court today.
All right, Ashish, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us those details. Now, with